Hi guys, Swansea is here, back again for another video, and today it's a match preview against Sheffield Wednesday. Swansea City currently sit in 8th place, Sheffield Wednesday currently sit in 13th place, Swansea City on 57 points to Sheffield Wednesday's 52. 5 places between Swansea and Sheffield Wednesday and only 5 points, but of course I'm recording this on the Saturday, and as I am currently recording this, other games are kicking off in the Championship, so depending on results, which you probably will know the time this video is out, Swansea could either have gone up a place or below, most likely below because the likes of Preston and all that are playing, same with Sheffield Wednesday, but it's going to be an interesting game. Last time we played Sheffield Wednesday was a 2-2 draw in November. I remember Andre taking the lead. I think Morgan Fox scored for Sheffield Wednesday in the last minute. I think Forestieri scored in the 50th minute as well, so they took the lead in the 90th minute to go 2-1 ahead, and obviously we pulled it back a few minutes later with Ben Wilmot's last minute equaliser, so that was good. I wasn't there at Hillsborough actually, which was a shame. You know, I'm a bit of a jinx when we go to away games, don't win that many. But no, it was a decent point, I guess, and if we want any chance of the playoffs, I know there's still a few people who believe we can get there. I personally don't. I think we're up the race personally myself. But if some people do believe we're still in the playoffs, then this game's a must-win. Even Steve Cooper has said that in his press conference. So, key players for Sheffield Wednesday, they've got likes of Connor Wickham on loan from Crystal Palace. He scored 2 goals since the lockdown. They've got no Stephen Fletcher, no Morgan Fox, or no Fernando Forestieri. All 3 have rejected new contracts from the club and have left the club. So that's going to be a big blow for Sheffield Wednesday. You know, the likes of Stephen Fletcher scored a lot of goals for them this season. Morgan Fox could score a few goals. He obviously scored against us in November, but he's a really good defender. And I think the main one they'll probably miss, the fans anyway, is Fernando Forestieri. Obviously, he's been at the club for I think 5 or 6 years now at Sheffield Wednesday, and you know, he's a big cult hero at Sheffield Wednesday, and their fans love him. He's a bit of an icon there. I think an icon's a bit too strong, but you know, he's a fan's favourite, and Sheffield Wednesday fans were really sad that he left the club. Injury news now for Swansea and Sheffield Wednesday. There'll be no Josh Windass or Jost van Aken for Sheffield Wednesday. Both are quite doubtful for this game. And for Swansea, John Garrick's serving his 2nd suspension of the 3 match games he's been given. So, like I said, Garrick will obviously miss out the game against Birmingham next week as well, and then he should be back for Leeds. Again, I think we missed Garrick against Millwall. You know, we only made 2 substitutes in that game, and Garrick probably would have come on if he was available. And, you know, that burst of pace we've seen against Millwall as well on Tuesday evening. The lack of pace is frightening. You know, we were playing Jan Dander on the left wing. You know, he's a central attacker midfielder, and then we were playing Andre on the right-hand side, who's, you know, can play up front. So both of them aren't the quickest, and you could see why Millwall dominated the game in the midfield, especially because we had no pace to really counter-attack, and it was really worrying. And the performance against Millwall again wasn't the best, and we really do need to see something different from Steve Cooper, or something in performances, because a lot of fans are starting to turn on Steve Cooper. Not myself, I'm still fully behind him. I'm going to give him to the end of the season, and then I'll review my decision. But as it stands, I'm firmly with Steve Cooper. I believe in his choices. Yes, some of his choices could be questionable, but I don't think there's any point in getting rid of him, and considering it's his first season, he's not done that bad of a job in my opinion. Also for Swansea City, Ben Wilmot is now ruled out for the season. It's quite unfortunate. He picked up an injury in the second half against Millwall with about 10 minutes left of the game, and you know, he's going to be a big miss. He's gone back to Watford's medical team now, so it's going to be a massive miss in my opinion. Ben Wilmot, when he was played, he was always giving 100% for the fans, the club and everything like that. He's one of those young players who put their heart on their sleeves and give everything for the shirt. You know, there's a lot of players in our team which can question their attitude, but the one person who cannot question is Ben Wilmot. You know, he's got some really important goals this season. Sheffield Wednesday away, some important blocks as well, Wigan away. But most importantly, and what I'm going to remember him for, and the majority of some City fans are going to remember him for, is that goal against Cardiff. Ben Wilmot, thank you for that. Absolutely in the history books. Ben Wilmot, cracking blue. Another questionable decision this weekend will Mike van der Hoorn be fit? You know, he hasn't played since the Charlton game on the 2nd of January. He's been injured since then. He had an operation, obviously missed the games like against Cardiff and teams like that. So hopefully he'll be fit for this weekend. There's been no word from Steve Cooper from his press conference to be fit or not. I think if he is fit for this weekend, he won't be starting. I think we'll probably be going for Benkabango and Mark Geehee. Obviously Geehee came on against Millwall. I was a bit worried considering I'm not his biggest fan, but credit where credit's due. I thought Mark stepped in quite well and stopped the threat of Millwall. I know they hit the post when he came on, but I wasn't really his man, so you can't really blame Mark Geehee for that. But if Van der Hoorn is fit, I expect him to be on the bench and potentially starting next week against Birmingham City. So I've actually got a Sheffield Wednesday fan on Jamie's YouTube channel's J Lint, if anyone wants to subscribe to him. He doesn't really do football content, he's more of a Fortnite creator, so if you're into your Fortnite, then make sure you go and subscribe to him. I believe he's on 2,440 subs at the minute, so let's see if we can get him to 2,450. Let's see if we can give him a few subscriptions. But here's what Jamie's got to say about Sheffield Wednesday's chances this weekend.
So guys, today I'm going to be featuring on Reese Bishop's channel, aka Swans Away Days. Ever since the restart of the season, I feel as though we have started quite strong with picking up 4 points in 3 games. Arguably we should have won Nottingham Forest on the opening day of the restart, but the ref wasn't the best. We have released Fernando Forestieri, which is a big loss to the club because he's created many memories over the years. And Morgan Fox, Stephen Fletcher and Sam Winner have left the club as they turned down new contracts after their wages were cut due to the coronavirus outbreak. The best player to look out for is Barry Bannon, as he looks to control the midfield. Also, Connor Wickham is a big threat up top with his height. We also look to play the ball out to the wingers with pace. Kadeem Harris and Jacob Murphy look to get the ball into the box early to catch out the defenders. Personally, I would suggest that Murphy does a better job than Kadeem Harris, as Kadeem Harris just does step overs and he just goes out for corners basically. My score prediction is going to be 3-1 Wednesday. I think Wickham will score 2 and Murphy will score 1.
Thanks, Jamie, for coming on. Quite not happy about his prediction saying 3-1 on Wednesday, but I can see why he's so confident. You know, they drew to Nottingham Forest where they should have won. They beat Bristol City away, which is not an easy game, and obviously lost 3-0 to West Brom in their last game. But as the majority of us know, especially in December, West Brom are a really quality team, and you can see why they're up there in the automatic positions. But like I said, thanks Jamie for coming on, and let's get into my score prediction. So my score prediction for this weekend, I'm going to go a draw. I don't think there'll be much in it. I think it's going to be another 1-1 draw. Swansea City, I'll go for... I don't want to go for the same players like AU or Brewster, so I'll change my mind this weekend. I'll go for Jan Danda. And for Sheffield Wednesday, I reckon Jordan Rhodes will get on the score sheet. But last weekend, I'm going to count there was a lot of you who got your score predictions right. I think it's the most ever. And in fact, there was 7 people who got their score prediction right. So shout to Josh 102004, Wilf Borney, Tim 675, Ben SCFC, Joshua Corbett, Cameron Imazlak, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, sorry mate, and Jacob23. So shout out to all of you. 7 people, I couldn't believe that. You know, no one had it right against Middlesbrough, I believe. No one had it right against Luton, and just 7 of you pop up. So if you want to get shouted out in the next video, get your comments down below of your score prediction. Like I said, don't have to get the scorers right. There's a few of you who predicted Brewster to score, which is a bit unlucky because it went down as an own goal. But like I said, get your score predictions down below. If you get it right, you'll be featured on the Birmingham preview. On to my lineup I picked this weekend. I really don't know at the minute. You know, we don't have many options. We're getting a lot of injuries, so this is what I'd personally go for. In goal, Freddie Woodman. Of course, he's our #1 keeper, and apparently Steve Bruce would loan him out next year if he can get a new contract, which would be interesting for the Swans. Right back, I'm going for Cal Norton. Didn't think he had the best of games against Millwall. I think he was quite quiet, but there wasn't really an attacking option for him considering Millwall were on the front foot the majority of the game. 2 centre-halves, so I'm going to go for Ben Cabango and Mark Ehe. I don't think there's any other choice really. You know, with Joe Rodon, Ben Wilmot out for the season, and Mike Van Horn questionably not fit. They're the only 2 fit senior centre-halves anyway, so we're going to have to go for them. Left back, it's going to be up for debate. A lot of people are starting to really get on Jake Bidwell's back, which I don't really understand. A lot of people are blaming him for the goal, but at the end of the day, he was giving us an attacking option down that left-hand side, and if Matt Grimes didn't get tackled, Bidwell would have been in and away. So a lot of people criticising him, but then if Bidwell was defending there and Grimes got away from his man, people would be moaning about Bidwell not making the attacking run, so Bidwell can't win. He's a scapegoat, so I'll go for Jake Bidwell. I don't mind him really. He's made a few mistakes this season, but at the end of the day, he's a decent performer and gives a good 6 out of 10 every week basically. In the middle of the park is where we're going to change things up in the 2 defensive midfielder roles anyway. I'm going to go for Jay Fulton and Matt Grimes. You know, Matt Grimes again giving the ball away last week for the goal, which I wasn't happy about in my stream. I like Grimes, I do like him. I think he's a decent captain now and again, but he does tend to switch off at these moments at times, and they're really costing us. But to be fair, he nearly got back and intercepted the goal. And the other CDM I'm going to go for is Jay Fulton. Don't really understand why he got dropped against Millwall, to be honest. Byers had a poor game, put it lightly. You know, basically, if the majority of you have seen the goal, they came down their left-hand side. It was like 4 against 1. Wilmot slides, couldn't get there. And then Byers, if he tracks Mason Bennett, he intercepts it. For some reason, Bennett's here, Byers just go into him, and then just turns around to mark someone else, which was absolutely stupid. And that cost us the goal for Mason Bennett to score. So I'll go for Jay Fulton. On the right-hand side, I'll go for Andre Ayew. Again, had a decent game against Millwall. Didn't really have many chances. And we need to get someone else to rely on. Like we've seen when Rhian Brewster started to rely on Rhian a lot now. Left hand side, I'll go for Burst and Selena, just because Jan Dand on the left hand side. I'm not the biggest fan of him on this left hand side, and I do like Jan Dand. I have predicted him to score, like you said, but I think he'll score off the bench, so I'll go for Burst and Selena. In a central attack midfielder role, I'll go for Conor Gallagher. Recently extended his contract at the end of the season for the Swans, which is good if we can get into the playoffs, which just not going to happen. And then up front, Rhian Brewster, what can I say? Really good performance against Millwall last week. I know the free kick didn't go down for his goal, but it was so nice to see a free kick on, well, we weren't on target, but it was so nice to see a decent free kick attempt anyway. So that'll be my team. Let me know what your team would be down below. That's going to be it for today's video. Please hit a like button, comment, subscribe. Let me know your score predictions. I know you're confident for Sheffield Wednesday this weekend. It's a must-win game if you want any slim chance of the playoffs. Like I said, I know Cardiff playing Bristol City. I can't remember who Preston are playing, but there's a lot of teams in the playoff position who are versing some tough teams. I know Blackburn are versing Leeds United as well. So, like I said, it's kind of good that we're playing behind everyone else this weekend, because usually we're playing first. So it's good to see what sort of pressure that puts on the Swans, and fingers crossed results go away. But like I said, not confident for this weekend. Sheffield Wednesday are a decent team, but I'll see you in this live stream tomorrow. The live stream will be starting at 10 to 12. I've got Total Swans on a fellow Swansea City YouTube content creator, so make sure you go and subscribe to him, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Come on, you Swans. Try not to let me down, because you've let me down the last 2 games.
I need one more chance. Oh, baby, let me show you. I need one more chance. Oh.